Hello everyone, and thank you for checking out this video on how to prepare SeaMoss Gel. First, here are the ingredients that we start with. Our SeaMoss, our alkaline water, 1 lime, and 1 lemon. First, we will start by rinsing the SeaMoss off. We are rinsing anything that the SeaMoss might pick up, whether it's salt, sand, or anything else that the sea may hold. Give it a good thorough wash, and a colander is preferred so that it can drain off the excess water. Now, as you can see, after washing the SeaMoss off, it is starting to take on the form that it originally was. Again, make sure all debris is out. Like I have to take this part out that we just seen. Right here. You want to pick through and make sure everything is out of the SeaMoss. Making sure to clean and get all extra debris out that rinsing may have missed. Next, we will transfer the clean SeaMoss into our alkaline water. You might want to add a little bit more water just to cover the surface of the SeaMoss. As you can see, I put more water in there just to cover the surface of the SeaMoss, and then I'll squeeze 1 lime and 1 lemon. One whole lemon. As you can see, I keep my lime and my lemon in the bowl, and I let this soak for a minimum of 12 hours. Some people do it for a couple hours. Some people do it for up to 48 hours. I keep mine soaking for a minimum of 12 hours, and you will see why later in this video. As you can see, the SeaMoss has been soaking for 12 hours. There are 2 ways you can now prepare the SeaMoss. One is the boiling method, and the second is the blending method. I will now show you both. So guys, we now have the SeaMoss that has been soaking for 12 hours. The reason why I say I soak the SeaMoss for a minimum of 12 hours is because now we have nutrient-dense water that we can use in preparation for the next step in our SeaMoss gel. The first method I will show you is the render down method, where we allow the SeaMoss to simmer in a pot until it's rendered down into a gel. The reason why I say I keep this soaking for a minimum of 12 hours is because, as you can see, we now have nutrient dense water that contains the same minerals as a SeaMoss. So we'll use this water to now allow this to soak down into a gel. Now, as you can see, we have a perfect gel-like consistency. Where this can now be bottled in the mason jars and stored in your refrigerator for up to 3 weeks. You still have a few spots in there that still needs to be rendered down, but that shouldn't take too long at all. This whole render down process takes probably about 2 to 3 minutes. You want to make sure that it doesn't scorch the bottom of the pan. I believe we're there. And one spot right here. It still needs to render down. I found that you have to continuously stir it or it definitely will scorch the bottom of your pan, and then you'll have burnt spots inside of your SeaMoss. I believe we're good now. SeaMoss Gel. A gel-like consistency that now can be stored in mason jars for in your refrigerator for about 3 weeks. Also, what a lot of people don't realize is that you can also freeze SeaMoss Gel. Definitely not in plastic.
I meant to say definitely in plastic jars.
So the second method is the blender method. This is the quickest and fairly easiest method. A lot of people tend to use this way versus rendering on a stove. This way, a lot of people say tastes better than the stove. I preferably like to use a stove because you get a cleaner blend. Make sure to get all your SeaMoss out. Every bit is golden. Seal it, and there you have your blender blend. So now we are going to bottle the SeaMoss that we rendered down on the stove. See the different consistency? Don't fill it to the top so that you can have air for it to expand and breathe. So here's the difference between the one that we straight blended and the one that we rendered down. This is the consistency of the one that we rendered down. And this is the consistency of the one that we blended. It's all your preference of how you want to do this. I preferably like the one that I rendered down because it's more smoother and a liquid consistency, but some people like it thicker. Like I said, it all depends on how you like it. And I also save a little bit to freeze. And then I will take this that I freeze and I use it in my beauty products. Whether I'm making a SeaMoss turmeric face mask, my SeaMoss shea butter, or sometimes just taking pieces of it and just letting it be like a cold compress on my face if I have flare-ups of acne or anything else like that on my face. I'll just chip away some of this. And there you have it, guys. That's your SeaMoss gel process. Thank you for watching.